Welcome back to the 1620s. Anonymous Guy Fawkes is up to his old tricks once more. He's headed straight towards the Houses of Parliament, intent on blowing them up along with all the corrupt politicians inside, and only Greco can stop him. Will he make it in time? Let's find out. So Guy opens with e4, we have e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5, and Guy castles. Greco develops his second knight, and Anonymous plays his rook across to e1 to back up his central pawn. Greco takes the opportunity to castle, and Guy pushes c3. We have queen to e7, and now Guy really piles up in the centre with d4, and he's offering a pawn exchange here, which Greco accepts. But Anonymous doesn't capture back with his c-pawn here as he should. He instead pushes his e-pawn forward towards the gates of Parliament. This threatens the knight, so the knight jumps out of the way of the attack but also goes forward towards the king side, and Guy captures the pawn in the centre. Here Greco decides he's going to sacrifice his second knight by capturing that d4 pawn, because after the white knight captures the black knight, it's defended by the queen, and so you can't capture with the bishop without also losing the bishop. So what does Greco do? Well, he piles on the pressure by bringing his queen in. And so how does Anonymous now defend this? Well, he tries to do so by bringing his knight back to f3 to attack the queen, but this is a horrendous blunder. I like to see if you can spot the next move, which will give Greco a very, very flash win indeed. You've got 10 seconds on the clock, or you can even pause the video if you like. Let's go. Your time's up, so if you thought that capturing the pawn with the bishop with check here was the best move, then sorry to say you're mistaken. You just let Guy Fawkes blow up the Houses of Parliament with all the corrupt politicians inside, which is a bad thing. Because after you move the king aside, the queen is still under attack here, and the knight's also defending this potential checkmating square, so what are you going to do next? If you capture the rook, you're just losing the queen, so yeah, that's bad. How about if you thought capturing the pawn with the knight here? Well, if you do that, it's not check straight away. You are threatening the queen, but again, this knight is going to capture the queen here first. So after you capture the white queen, revealing a check, and then you move aside, it's pretty much even. So that's not the solution. So what was the solution? Well, of course, it was to capture with the queen. So the only move for the white king is to move aside to h1, but now you might be thinking, what does Greco do next? He can't bring his queen in to checkmate here because all of these pieces are guarding the g1 square. The queen is backed up by the bishop, but you're just going to lose your queen, aren't you? Well, the answer is yes, and that's exactly what Greco does. He goes to g1, because no matter which piece captures here, the black knight is just coming into f2 to deliver a brutal smothered checkmate whilst also forking the queen, so very, very flash indeed. Well done if you spotted the move, and I'll see you again next time.